Welcome to MTG Ectoplasm, your home for Magic the Gathering and Spirit Tribal content. On this episode, WotC surprised everyone in the Spirit community, and I'm going to talk about that one particular card. Also, I've been seeing these card type or subtype, and I want to talk about it because to me, I think it has a lot of flavor. And then finally, the shout out section where I'm looking for the best of the best, the cream of the crop, the creme de la creme. Do I got you curious? I hope so. So let's get this thing started, shall we? Let's go. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen, for joining me on this episode, this 4th of July weekend episode. You can reach me on Twitter at MTG Ectoplasm. Please follow. Or you can email me directly at mtgectoplasm@gmail.com. I would love to hear from you. And then finally, mtgectoplasm.com. That's right, I got my own personal website where I have my short yet extensive content library for your spirit needs. All right, and do me a favor, wherever you're listening to this podcast, there's that like, follow, subscribe button. Hit that for me, please, because I'm seeing in my analytics the 1,000+ of you that are listening to this show all around the world, making this your number one spot. I am humbly appreciated, and I want to say thank you. Thank you for listening into the show. We got 2 new countries that have chimed in, and that's number 1 is India. Let me just tell you, thank you folks in India for listening to the show. Namaste. And then my friends in Puerto Rico, el Isla del Encanto. Hello, how are you doing? Buenos dias. So, ladies and gentlemen, before I get into the show, you may have noticed I changed up the intro a little bit, talking about Magic the Gathering and Spirit Tribal content. Well, I'm doing a lot of Spirit Tribal content. I love doing it, and I'm going to continue doing so. I want to make sure this is your number one spot to listen to besides the masters out there that are providing you content for the spirit world. But also, I find myself sometimes lacking or desiring to go elsewhere and speak about other things about Magic the Gathering because I love this game. Not only do I play this game paper-wise, I go out of my way to find different ways in playing this, from playing odd variants like Vanguard, Horde Magic, of course everybody knows Plane Chase, Cube, these are, I want to get into those and especially bring in the Spirit Tribe, or if there's no spirits, then maybe we can add spirits to that and make it a lot more fun. So hopefully you can understand where I'm going with this. Understand I'm not leaving the spirit world. I love this tribe. Even though Beholders, I'm a big fan of Beholders. Ever since, in my youth playing, some Dungeons and Dragons, I always liked how they looked. But don't worry, I'm not leaving the spirit world. So with that being said, ladies and gentlemen, now that I'm done doing my homework, it is now time to get into the show. All right? And the first thing I wanted to talk about, shall I say, specifically, is that how all of us, you, me, everyone in the, I'd have to say the Reddit group, in the Discord group, those chat rooms on Facebook and on Twitter, no one was ready. All of us were stupefied. We're like, holy crap, are you kidding me? They actually did it? Well, that's right, ladies and gentlemen. WotC decided to put a spirit in the Dungeons and Dragons set. And you know what? I'm going to read it to you. This card, or this creature, is called Guardian of Faith. It's 1 generic and 2 white mana. It's a creature, obviously, Spirit Knight. Okay, not bad. It's a 3/2 creature. So the power is 3, toughness of 2. We usually see the inverse, usually power of 2 and power of 3, like what's his name? Spell Queller. You know, this is a nice refreshing change. I do like that. One thing it does have, like typical spirits, flash. Welcome to the world, Flash. I enjoy that. One thing it does not have is flying. You know, I know some of you out there are like, damn it, another one, another spirit without flying. Spirits fly. Well, as much as I would like them to, not all of them do. But they decided to give this creature vigilance. Now, I don't know about you, but that's not bad, especially if you're attacking. And that means you don't have to tap your creature. So, oh, that's right. We can use Shackle Guys as a defensive mechanism. Tap, Shackle Guys or another creature plus this Guardian of Faith, and it taps down a major creature. I love the concept. Wonderful concept. But those aren't the only two things it does, flying and vigilance. It also has this. Ready? When Guardian of Faith enters the battlefield, any number of other target creatures you control phase out. Any number of other target creatures you control phase out. That's pretty damn good, ladies and gentlemen. Now you're gonna go, well, it's a spirit, yes. The top power and toughness is not bad. The vigilance, okay. Flying doesn't have flying, okay, but the vigilance is pretty good. And it has flash, okay, that's spirited. What it does is, what does it do in particular? How does this benefit us? Because the fact that it's a 3-mana creature. And I know, we both know, in the modern portion of this deck, that 3-mana spot is pretty jacked up. It's pretty filled. We got what? Draw School Captain. We have Spell Queller. Oh, that's right. We got the newest fella in there, or sorry, young lady, because you could tell it's a young woman. Skyclave Apparition. It's kind of hard to squeeze in another 3 spot. And I know some of you are going, Whirlpool Mimic. It does see some play, not a lot of play, but I do see it here and there. But putting Guardian of Faith, 1 generic and 2 white, that's a little man intensive there, right? But I'm going to say, you know what? As I've seen in the Discord group, and I've seen in the Reddit group, I think this card has tons of potential. Tons of potential. Now, do I see it in the main board? No, not whatsoever. Do I see it potentially in the sideboard? Yeah, I see it there. But the thing is, to me, it has to be a certain meta. This is a card that I actually would put in what I call my spell book. A book of, or shall I say, a binder, a collection of stuff that I take in and out of my sideboard, and I keep and hold so I don't have to sell later on or try to buy the card later on. That's where Guardian of Faith, and it's one of these good cards where I'm like, this has high potential. Now, is it going to make any noise right now in the current meta? No. Do I feel that if there were more board sweepers or situations like this where it would cause a sweeping thing, a mass effect in the modern world? Sure. That's when I would put it in. Now in Pioneer, this isn't that bad in Pioneer. You do preserve certain things, and it does come in handy. You block your creatures. Oh, I'll do a Coco, and then all of a sudden, Guardian of Faith comes out. Oh, now they have phasing, and oh, that's right. My creatures, nothing happens. They're blocked, but nothing happens. Thank you. Have a good day. So, Pioneer, I can see a home. Now, in historic, that's going to be tough. I've seen, currently there is a mono blue snow build that I do like and enjoy seeing players play. There are new, white, blue, aka Azorius builds, and I think it could fit in there. I mean, why not? It's a pseudo selfless spirit, you could say. It doesn't give you all your creatures, indestructible, but they do come back at the end of the turn and you don't really have anything to worry about. So we're going to get in a little deeper into this. Ready? What happens is that, as I said, it has phasing. Okay, this is something that's very comparable to stuff that we've seen before. It's not like Eerie Interlude, where it's just like, oh, it exiles, it comes back at the end of the turn. No. It's more of a Teferi's protection. I admit Teferi's protection is a little bit better because the fact that, you don't take, you don't lose any life and no damage is done, but, your cards phase out. Okay, it's not bad. Now you're going to go to point, well, what is the ruling here with phasing? Is there ETBs and LTBs? Nope, there's no TBs at all. Because they don't enter or leave the play, none of that happens. So if you have +1/+1 counters on your creatures, they stay there. Now I know some of you are like, well, what's the interaction with Skyclave Apparition and Spell Queller? The same. Yep, I think WotC created this card specifically for that reason, to use phasing. Is the fact that, oh, you want to damage these two type of creatures, oh, they come into play, and guess what? What we exiled with Spell Queller and Skyclave, you don't get. Sorry. It's a sneaky way to getting around that. That's where I think this has tons of potentiality here. This is where I think this card shines because there's no ETBs or LTBs. Now, unfortunately, some of us are used to the effects of Brago, the King Eternal. We're used to phasing stuff left and right, like what's the herder. Okay, we're used to doing, oh, well, let's bounce here, bounce there. That's what white and blue do. That's their synergy. That's what they're known for. But in the spirit world, we can. It's not in our best interest to do that, because then our opponent gets something that may benefit them in the long term. They're able to play the spell with Spell Queller. If it's a 4-mana creature, they're going to get a nice 4/4. Now we have to deal with a 4/4 creature on the board. This is something I want you to think about. So this card, I like. Now, where do I see this besides being on the sideboard? Well, something hit me. Something like an epiphany, lightning striking my brain, like in the movie Hook, that they made a card called Whispering Knight. It's a white, a black, 1 generic mana, and it was a Spirit Knight. And you can play, if you played a creature or card from the graveyard, it got a +1/+1 counter on it. Now I'm thinking to myself, is WotC trying to push us to a different direction in spirits? Yeah, they're cool with us having Bant and Azorius, but are they trying to push us to the Orzhov feel? And I had to think about what cards would benefit from Guardian of Faith. And Teysa Orzhov would do that. Why? Because she can create white spirits. Oops, that's my cell phone. Then you have to at least see Reverend Medium. And basically, whenever you put spirits into play, she puts X amount of spirits into play too. Spirit tokens. And then Lingering Souls puts more spirit tokens onto the battlefield. And all those cards are Azorius. Now you're going to go, Dwight, but this is phasing. What are you talking about? No, ladies and gentlemen, don't forget. This is phasing. This is phasing. It doesn't deal with ETBs or LTBs. This actually benefits those type of cards. So the question is, what is WotC trying to play at? Are they trying to push us now into a spirit token deck where we start creating spirits, but not in the way that we're accustomed to? And this particular card is their salvation. Oh, you're going to wipe the board? Well, I'm going to phase everything out. And guess what? My tokens come back onto the battlefield. Food for thought, ladies and gentlemen. I'm just reaching out to those who love to brew because I know I'm a brewer. And I'm thinking to myself, I do love Azorius. I do like Bant. I do like Mono Blue Snow build. Just maybe I should start thinking and leaning to an Orzhov build and see what they have. See what we can do. See what we can play. And not just really limit ourselves, because Spirit has tons and tons of ability and probability. That's one thing that us humans, we don't like. We don't like change. We're used to repetition. Wake up in the morning. Well, got to use the bathroom, obviously. Got to brush my teeth. Take a shower. Get breakfast. Get in the car. Go to work. Or, get ready for school. Do my day. Come home. Do whatever I got to do. Go to bed. Wake up in the morning and repeat. Clean, rinse, and repeat over and over again. You know what I mean? It's just over and over. We're creatures of habit. Maybe, just maybe, I'm just throwing it out there, ladies and gentlemen. What happens if WotC's saying, hey, you creatures of habit, why not adapt? Why not change? Try this. You might like it. Realistically, I think Guardian of Faith really isn't for us in the Bant and Azorius build. I think it's for other decks. And I'm very curious. I'm excited to see what could come of it. Really am. Because, nothing beats seeing potentiality. Nothing beats the feel of new gameplay. Andre Segura, the Spirit Master, just got done playing or just got discussing on his YouTube channel a Simic build that he saw. I think it was Zenith 4. I may be mistaken. Play that. I know Bandit Keith last week. He went 5-0 with the same type of deck, different versions of the deck, but there was a Simic build in Pioneer, and both of these gentlemen won with it. That's the best part about Spirits. We don't limit ourselves. There's a world of possibility, and it's up to us to sit there and choose to go there. Now, since I'm a paper player, guess what I'm going to be doing? I'm going to be focusing on paper to see what we can do. Like I keep on saying, and I know it sounds like repetition, I'm eventually coming to MTGO. I am going to come to these things. I just, now that, nursing school is over and done with, and I just got to focus on my licensing to actually get a job, I can now lean toward getting my finances right so I can play MTGO and Arena full time. But I know many of you, like myself, were completely surprised with Guardian of Faith. I like it. I think it has tons of potential, and I really want you guys out there to try it. You know and I know there's only one way to find out, right? Yoda from Empire Strikes Back said, do or do not. There is no try. Well, you know what we got to do? We got to play with this card and figure out what it is. Is it a stud or is it a dud? Now, before I go to my next section, I want to shout out Magnolia Gaming. 79 Hudson Street, Suite 103, Double L, Hoboken, New Jersey. You can reach out to them at Facebook at Magnolia Gaming Hoboken, or you can go to their website, magnoliagaming.com. Remember, they are a focused trading card game. They focus with trading card games. They do board games, D&D, and have different variety of products in the store. So go over there, check them out. They actually have a thing right now that if you mention MTG Ectoplasm, you'll receive one free Modern Horizons 2 set booster with a $60 purchase of MTG sealed in the store. Okay? It's only an in-store thing, so you got to go there. So it's not bad. Get a set booster. Pay $60 on sealed products they have there. That's MTG. So there you go. Free money. I like free money. I'm not getting paid, but I hope you guys are. So in the next section, I want to sit there and talk about the enchantment subclass or subtype. And that subtype is class. Now, this is another thing that stupefied me in the world of Dungeons and Dragons. Now, I have a friend of mine, Ray. He is an avid D&D player. I'm going to have him on the show hopefully next week, and we can discuss a little more in detail about the D&D set, the flavor, his thoughts, the good cards, the bad cards, and so on and so forth. But the thing that caught me was this enchantment subtype class. Now, currently, there are 12 ones spoiled. You have an Azorius one, you have Dimir, you have Izzet, you have an Aboros, or you'll have a Gruul. There are 5 colors that are uncommon: the white, the blue, the black, the red, and green. And then so far only 2 rares, which is white and green. Now, the Azorius one is monk class. The Dimir is rogue. Sorcerer is Izzet. The Boros is fighter. And Bard is Gruul. Now, if you go over these cards, they have some great flavor. I can't believe this. There's a lot of stuff in here that I do like that, I have to admit is for casual play. Do I potentially see any of this in Spirits? Honestly, no. Would I mind playing? I wouldn't mind. Like there's one paladin class for one white mana, spells your opponent's cast during your turn cost 1 more to cast. I would love to have something like that, especially if I have to play against players that are playing control. You pay an extra 1 white mana into generic. Creatures you control get +1/+1. So I get an Anthem. Okay, that's not bad. Or white and 4, whenever you attack, until end of turn, target attacking creature gets +1/+1 for each other attacking creature and gains double strike. It's not bad. Holy crap, that's pretty powerful. But realistically and honestly, it's slow. It's slow. Do I want it to be better? Well, let's be honest here. Watsy loves going back to the well. And I see us, maybe potentially next year or maybe 2 years from now, coming back to the world of Dungeons and Dragons. Do I feel that they'll get better? Well, if you look at the sagas that were originally released, some of them in the beginning were meh. Some of them were, not bad. Now look at the main saga now, Urza Saga. Stupid powerful, right? Well, what I'm going to tell you, ladies and gentlemen, Watsy's going to finagle. Watsy's going to play with this, and we're going to end up seeing one of these things end up getting broken. Eventually. Maybe not right now. Maybe there's a brewer who can do and finagle, take one of these great 12 cards currently that are spoiled and say, you know what, I'm going to bend the rules and break this card. Until then, we have to see what goes on. But for me, honestly, I really, really like the subtype. I'm excited for the future of the subtype. Why? Because this reminds me so much of a set that I loved, that I adored, which was Lorwyn. I loved Lorwyn. The feel, the flavor, the tribalism. Think about this, ladies and gentlemen. This is tribe. The classes are sub-tribes. I don't think we're going to get a spirit class, but what's stopping them? Who knows? That spirit class might end up having phasing, card draw. Who knows? But when we get it, I'm telling you, if we do get it, that's going to be fun. It's going to be amazing. Something that we're going to enjoy and saying, you know what? Yeah, they sucked in the beginning, but it's not bad. Not bad. But currently, right now, it's just a bit slow. But, I wanted to talk about it. I'm curious what you guys think about it. Do me a favor. Tell me your thoughts. Tell me the pros and cons. Go to my, just email me at mtgectoplasm@gmail.com. Dwight, I disagree with you. I think it sucks. Or, there's potential here. Not right now, but, eventually. Or, go to my Twitter at MTG Ectoplasm on that Twitter and go hit that follow button and go, you know what, Dwight? I agree or disagree. Maybe eventually. Who knows? Let me know. I would love to hear from you. I would like to know your thoughts. Personally, I'm not going to say these things are a home run, but I'll tell you, I love the flavor. I like it a lot. Now, ladies and gentlemen, it's time. That's right. It is now time for the shout-out section, where I'm looking for the best of the best, the cream of the crop, the crème de la crème. Did you make it? I hope so. But unfortunately, due to this week, it's been a pretty weak week for us in spirits. And you know what? I'm going to call it. It's the 4th of July weekend. It's our Independence Day, where we freed ourselves from the tyrannical monarchy that was England. And if you're a British and you're listening to this, don't take it personal. We kicked your butt, over 2 centuries ago. But we're friends now. We like each other. We're buddies. You guys came up with the term soccer. And we still use it. With that being said, shout out section. Now, I went to Legacy. And what did I find? Okay. I went to Historic, and what did I find? Oh man. Well, let's try Modern. What did I find in Modern? I had. Damn, that's 3 for 3, guys. But we did end up getting someone in Pioneer. In Pioneer, this player went 5-0 in a Bant build in an MTGO Pioneer League, and that's Man Boy Child. Man Boy Child. Thank you. You stand alone right now between Wednesday and Sunday, being the only Spirit player out there who kicked ass. But that's all right. It's, you know, we're going to do better this upcoming week, right, guys? We're going to end up saying, you know what? No mas. We're going to come back as a flock of seagulls coming down and kicking the crap out of our competitors, right? And especially now that the LGSs are opening up, you know, hopefully we can start kicking ass, and hopefully you're not stuck, you know, in California because of the Delta variant. And if you are, I'm sorry, guys, but hopefully we'll get over this stupid Corona thing and kick that thing's ass as well. So with that being said, ladies and gentlemen, that's it for the shout out section. I want to thank all of you, honestly, all of you listening around the world, making this your number one Spirit content podcast. So I have nothing more. So do me a favor, hit that like, follow, subscribe button wherever you're listening to this podcast. I would humbly appreciate it. And thank you. Thank you for listening to the show. If you got any suggestions, throw them my way. I'm willing to listen to you because you know you're listening to me. So, ladies and gentlemen, enjoy your weekend. Enjoy your day. And you know what? Make your opponent say, that's bullshit. Later.